Welcome to Clunkers and Classics, where we are not quite back to normal yet. We got a bunch of moving around, cleaning up, doing stuff for Nikki. Last episode, if you didn't watch it, I started on the El Camino, but it went into clean up and starting up cars. So I figured we'd start some up, move them around. Started up the 78 Nova, 74 GTO, the 72 Nova. Well, I didn't show it starting up, but it started right up after 10 months. Started up the 85 Corvette, moved it over. Okay, started up the El Camino. Okay, so what I'm doing, there's Puppy, there's Nikki. Thanks everybody for your prayers, stuff like that on Nikki. The one eye is sewn up. It had to be cut out, and the other eye, the vet had pushed it in with his thumb and put 2 stitches, and came back the next day, undone the 2 stitches, and she couldn't see. It was blind. He didn't know whether she was gonna be able to see or not out of the one eye. But now it's kind of gone sideways a little bit, and she sleeps with it wide open. Although if you put your hand near her eyelid there, she can close it. She can close her eyelids. So I wanted to go to the vet, which I tried there the other day, and see, ask him, is there any hope? Is there any way to straighten the eye up a little bit? She senses the cat right here. Stuff like that. But this vet doesn't take appointments, so you just got to go in there. And if you go in there and the parking lot's full, you could be there for hours. So luckily, when I took her the last couple of times, especially when she got kicked by the horse, presumably kicked by the horse, there was only like 2 people there. So anyway, I went to the vet there the other day, and the parking lot was full. I said, oh, I'll come back another time. So there's still, probably a 1% chance that she's going to be able to see something out of that eye, but it's very doubtful unless he recommends a real specialized surgeon or something that can redo optic nerves. I don't know. But anyway, guys, it doesn't look good. She's going to be blind. Okay, so last video, I have her tied up here so she can walk around. She's getting a little bit better, but she don't like it. She's not used to it because, see, she thinks she's being pulled and stuff. So, and I want to keep her around me while I'm working. She's getting a little bit better. The first few times she would just lay there all day while I'm working, just lay in one spot. So she is moving around, but she don't like it. She likes if I put the leash on her and we walk around the property, which I do multiple times a day. Sees a cat again, or senses a cat. She likes that. She likes being in the house. My room, I got that all, like I said, bubble wrap the end tables and stuff like that. But she don't like it here. So what I did in the last video was cleared out this whole, it's windy as hell, it's 72 degrees, but it's windy as, so I cleared out this carport. Last video we cleared all the junk back there. I pulled this engine up here. I got another engine out of the way. The only thing we got left to do, really, well, I don't have to, but I want to, is move this 240Z. So what we're gonna do is go to Lowe's, and we're gonna get some fencing, that chicken wire type fence, and we're just gonna wrap this thing up and make a little doorway. And that way, Nikki, this can all be her area here, and after a while she'll sense where the boundaries are, the fence, and then she'll have all this open area and she can walk around, not worried about being tied up, chain dragging behind her. And hopefully it'll bring back some of her spunk and stuff like that. Because sometimes when I walk around the property there, she'll start tugging, and you know, she's only a year and a couple of months, and she had so much energy, but now she's afraid. So if she can get in here, we run around, I'll come in here and play with her, and she jump around. I think she'll like it a whole lot better. So anyway, I'm gonna put my truck back in service, so we'll go over that, since we're gonna go over vehicles too in this video. I'm not sure what it's all gonna be in the video, but probably know by the end, and we'll put a thumbnail. Okay, so this is my 99 Silverado. I've had it for 10 years. Drove the wheels off of it for about 5, and then the AC went out. I think it's leaking around the compressor. So then I couldn't really drive it in the summer. It's too hot without AC in the summer. But this was Puppy's portable doghouse, is what I called it. Because the only problem with this is the year, I think they did it for 1 or 2 years, where just this door opens. The driver's side rear doesn't. So this is a little portable She used to ride back here when I first got her, but lately she's been she's like sitting up in the front seat. So, and then we can move this here because Nikki well, I'm not getting my stuff out of there now. Nikki likes riding in the cars, and yeah, I might have to take that off. This damn thing is okay. So I have Nikki ride back here and Puppy up here. We're going to use this, although we've been riding in the car and she's all right in the back seat. I think she'll be a little bit safer here, and she won't be able to jump up in the front, because in the car she puts her paws up here wanting to jump up in the front, and I keep telling her no, and she hasn't got up there yet when I go out of the car. This will be a little bit safer, and plus I need the truck. We need to go get the fence material. Big rolls of fence. It's gonna need about 100 feet just for the bottom half, and we're probably gonna do another probably 4 foot all the way around, and then probably another 4 foot above that, just in case she really comes around and starts jumping around and trying to get out, because she's an escape artist. I got her from a guy that had her in a big fenced enclosed thing, and she was always trying to get out and under and over and all that. I don't think she'll do that here, so being blind. So yeah, we're gonna use it back as a truck. I stopped driving it really about 5 years ago when I got my other, because I used to do everything with this truck, tow, everything. And then I got my 3/4 ton over here and hooked the trailer to it, and that's all I use for picking up cars and stuff. And the AC works great, but it's a single cab, so it can only fit one dog in there. Puppy always goes with me. So when I'm doing something like that, that's where Nikki has to stay in her kennel while I'm gone. So it's kind of a necessity that I get that fixed up for her. Okay, so the other problem is this is the battery from it, 2017. I think it'll keep a charge for maybe a week, maybe less now. All these cars, you know, you don't use them, the batteries go dead, but you boost them and they charge up. If you drive them every day, it'd be fine. But okay, so I bought a new battery for the El Camino, and we just swapped it around. I put the new battery in the Silverado and the old one in the El Camino. We can jump it if I gotta move it. I moved it over here out of the way because I need this area here for pulling in cars to work on and stuff. Okay, this is the 5.3 LS, same motor as in the Nomad. So I actually got kind of a thing to look at if I have problems with the Nomad. And if you remember the Nomad, there's the electrical box I used from that truck. Here was where the computer was, and the water jug and air cleaner. So anyway, yeah, I just those AC compressors are pretty expensive, and I'm pretty sure it's leaking around the compressor. So we'll start this up. Runs great. See, it's only got 100 and, I don't have my glasses, 148,000 miles on it. But got mufflers on it. I can't remember what they were. But anyway, I just cleaned it all out. Not the best, but so I'll be driving this a lot more until the hot weather. Then I don't know whether I'll fix the AC or not. Okay, I've never washed this truck. Well, probably not in the last 5 years I haven't. I wanted to go over the paint. This is that Nissan 2K paint. I've had this truck for 10 years. I bought it totaled. It was totaled real bad in the right front. It was whacked right here. So friggin' hard that it bent the frame. And no matter what, you couldn't pull that frame out. So I had a parts truck and I cut the frame right in here somewhere and welded on half a frame. Suspended the motor, transmission, everything up in the air. I didn't even disconnect it, and then slid the old frame out, put the old frame, and suspension and everything. Just used all the, anyway, the only remnants of it are when it got hit so hard it had a little crack right here, and over the years it's gone up. And then the rocker, the rocker's really messed up. I never did fix that, but I put on a whole new front end, sheet metal and stuff. That was all whacked, and it was originally pewter color. This side's a lot more dirtier than the other, but I painted it all black. I was going to do some silver stripes or silver two-tone type thing on it, but it sat in front of my shop a lot. I parked in front of my shop and I did a lot of painting at the time, so this is all primer and paint overspray and everything on here, and I never really used to wash it much. But if you can see here, this side here looks a lot better. Now I painted this 10 years ago, and see, this is that Nissan 2K paint. It's still shiny as hell, especially if it didn't have the overspray on it, and that's what I paint most of my cars with, and that's what we're painting the Nomad with. It hasn't been waxed, barely washed, nothing, and the thing will shine right up. You can clean this thing real good, get the overspray off of it, and it would shine up just like it was a new paint job. 10 years later, you know, 99% of the paints out there ain't gonna last 10 years. That's why I buy that Nissan 2K. So anyway, I just thought I'd mention that, go over the truck a little bit. So anyway, we're all gonna go for a ride. Puppy, you want to go for a ride? Puppy like sitting in the driver's seat, in the passenger seat. Ready to go for a ride in the truck? Okay, so we're gonna go for a ride, pick up some fencing, and I'll be back. And I won't show all of it, but we'll get this thing fenced off, and then we'll get on to something else. The 72 Nova last episode, it started right up, poured some gas down the carb. I started backing it out, but it's getting a fuel problem. It's getting gas, but I think maybe the float bowl's full of shit or something. Anyway, I'm just going to take off the filter and mess with that a little bit. We'll get that running, and we're going to bring it around here and wash it and check out the paint. I wanted to do it last video, but the last video was over an hour and 15 minutes, so we'll do it this video. So we'll do that next after the kennel's built, which may take a few days here. So I got to drill all little holes and get some self tappers, pound them all in there and everything. Man, it's gonna take a while. So anyway, I'll be back. Okay, you guys all loaded up? Want to go to McDonald's, get some chicken nuggets? Puppy wants some chicken nuggets. Hey, Nikki. Okay, I'll be back, guys. Y'all didn't think I was just teasing them. No, we're going to McDonald's. Puppy, you ready for some chicken nuggets? You ready? Nikki? Nikki doesn't know the word chicken yet, but she's a good traveler. Okay, I'll be back. Puppy, nugget, chicken nuggets. She does that with the first piece of food. Nikki, how about you? Nikki, here. Give it to Nikki, pup. Here, pup. Puppy. Puppy love chicken nuggets. Here. I'll give it to the birdies. There she goes. Oh. Here, pup. She's just weird with her first piece. I don't know why. Anyway, I'll be back, guys. Well, guys, I popped by the vet and I got to see him pretty quick. And he said it's best to take the other eye out because there's no hope. And he said he could do it tonight and I could pick her up tomorrow morning. So that's what I did. I left her there. He goes, you're just delaying the inevitable if you want to schedule it. Said it's just dangerous, that there's no hope, and it's just dangerous that that eye being exposed like that, you know, if it ever got infected, it'd be a lot of work, a lot of damage you can do. So I guess it's for the best, but I'm just sick about it. I knew there was no hope really for her to see again, but I just hate for her to go through that surgery again, even though she came out of it like a champ the first time. But I just hate to leave her alone all night. But anyway, I'm not gonna pick up that fencing stuff till maybe tomorrow, or I don't know. I'm just gonna go home and okay, so I'll be back. Okay, guys, it's the next day. Got Nikki back from the vet. Got both her eyes shut now, but she come through it like a trooper. And they actually, she was shedding. I guess they brushed all the matting from the back hips there. So they did a really good job. I don't know what kind of brush they use. I use a brush, but I couldn't get all that stuff out of there. Anyway, she's doing good. I'm building a kennel, and I had her tied up out here so she could be close, and I had the chain wrapped around this pole here so she could sit here But man, every time that chain hit the metal, she'd freak out. And I was over here putting this side up, and then all of a sudden I just heard this commotion, and then her stitch was bleeding a little bit. I don't know what she done. She turned around, and she doesn't like fences and chains and stuff, or fences and chains rattling together. So I had to put her back out over there. Anyway, I got the two sides done. I got about 450 of these screws, but not enough washers. So I need to put a lot more screws and washers. And I think the bottom here will be okay. But this side here, you know, it had to be up to be level. So we got all this stuff here. And I'm afraid she's a digger. So I'm afraid after she gets a lot better that she'll start digging. So I might buy some bags of concrete and kind of put a little bit of concrete, and I got a whole bunch of gravel. Put some gravel and concrete on those open areas so she can't get out. And I don't know if this is going to be tall enough. She starts jumping around, she can clear that pretty easy. So I may have to get some more. I think this is 5 foot. And get another couple of feet, I guess, and go around it. So yeah, that's it's 20. This is 20 by 20 by 20 by 20. So I got 2 rolls of 50 foot. That's what's left over, 1 roll. There's another 50 foot roll. And I'm going to try to stretch it. I've been using the little straps here to stretch it. It's working out pretty good, but I don't know how good it's going to be covering up this whole back area without some posts there. And I don't think I'm going to put in any posts. So I'm just going to screw that down on that side and stretch it and see what happens. If anything, I'll have to concrete something along the bottom of here too. Cut out a little ditch and do something. But anyway, that's as far as I got for now. And I didn't get any material to build a door. And get some metal and maybe put a little door in here. Anyway, I hope she likes it. I hope she don't try to escape. But anyway, I'll be back later. Okay guys, I pretty much finished it. She don't like it. I don't know if she'll get used to it or not. So I stretched these 2 out, and then I had a whole bunch of old 4x4s, and I screwed them to the bottom of the fence. And I'm thinking if she starts to dig, which she was a digger, that I'd just pour some concrete along the bottom there or something. But yeah, she walked around a little bit and kept bumping into the fence. She's walking very, very slow. This door here, she just jumped away from it. This little door thing here was on, I can't even remember where I got this from. It's a nice little dolly. I'm gonna probably cut it off up here, and good for hauling around engines, transmissions. But yeah, it was kind of wrapped around the thing. I don't know what it was used for. But anyway, yeah, I was thinking about what I was going to use to build the door. Geez, you don't like the sound of... Nikki, you okay? Okay, Nikki. Oh, Nikki. Yeah, she just walked around real slow and kept bumping into the fence, and then she just sat down and didn't move. You okay, Nikki? See, I'd put up some type of foam or something, but I don't know I can't put it up. Watch out, Nikki. I'd have to put it up a couple of feet all the way around, and then that would block the air. See, it's got to hurt her nose every time she bumps into it. Her nose is very tender. It was bleeding from earlier when I had her tied up here. I think she ripped her nose on something. It just stopped bleeding there this morning, so it's probably very tender. But yeah, I was going to pour some concrete down around the edges, corners, along the bottom. And I don't know, she might get used to it. She's going to have to. That's the only thing I could think of. I think once she knows the boundaries. But see, I put up a piece of foam right here on the door because I figured that'd be the first spot. That's where she's going to be going in and out. So I put a little piece of foam with some zip ties there. And it'd be nice to have that all the way around. I don't know, I could. I don't have any. I'd have to go get some somewhere. But it's, 80 feet of that. I'd like to put it all the way around or something. I got some of them styrofoam insulator they insulate pipe with. I got a couple of pieces of that for inside, and I thought about going all the way around, but like I said, it won't. Depends on where her nose is going to hit. You need something like this, a couple of feet, that's going to cover all the way around. Okay, then once she gets used to it, I don't know, she might start digging. Still gonna have to do something over here. I think I got some more 4x4s, and I can stick them in there and screw them to the bottom, and then, like I said, put some concrete around it. That might keep her from the digging part. Now, jumping, I know she could jump this real easy if she wanted to, but is she going to blind? Probably not, but may have to go another couple of feet up. I just wanted to keep an eye on her and see how she does. But yeah, I don't think a helmet or that type of thing would work on her very good. She's got to be able to eat and drink. I can't keep taking it on and off. Some people mentioned a halo type ring, but nah, I don't think that's going to work. But anyway, that's this for now. I think we'll start working on some cars, and I'll keep an eye on her. And if I need to do anything else, I'll start mixing up some concrete or getting a couple feet more height on here. I don't know where I can get a phone like that to put it all the way around, but it might be an idea if she keeps. I think she'll get a sense of the boundaries before too long, as long as she don't hurt herself. But anyway, that's it. I'll be back with some car content here in a little while. Okay, guys. I wrapped around the bottom there some insulation I had, some sunshades, and I was about to run out, and I remembered that I had a whole box of these curtains from I think a camper that I got at one point. Had a whole box of these curtains in it, and I got tons of them. I could actually do the whole thing with it, so I may take off my insulation. But anyway, I put Nikki here, and she don't like it. I don't know why. She walked a little bit. She didn't really bump her nose on anything. Nikki, how you doing, girl? So I don't know. I had Puppy in there with her for about a half hour, and that didn't seem to help. She loves going on walks more and more. She just pulls really hard on the leash, and we just walk around about 3 or 4 times, and she does her business, and she loves that. She tugs on it, but I mean, if I let her off the leash, she would just be like this. She'd just stop. But she knows I'm not going to allow her to hit anything. So she just tugs and she wants to run. It's a shame. She's so young. She wants to run and run, but anyway, I do that multiple times a day. Whether she'll get used to this, I don't know. Hopefully she will. So the only other thing I might do, like I said, is maybe put some concrete along the bottom and another thing up top, but not right now, because I don't think she's in no mood to get out. Okay, and she's getting real used to it in the house. She's great in the house there. She's very gentle on before she bumps into anything. Before she would just walk right into something. Now she's a little more cautious, but she's getting her, she knows her way around the house there now. Okay, so we're gonna do some work here on the cars. Okay, this one, I think when I swapped this motor out, this line was on it, and I just reused it. I know it's a glass one, and now it's leaking. It's very dangerous. So yeah, I got a new one here. We're gonna put that on there. Now, originally I got a real big radiator, and I had in there, and I got a hose because the end was way over here. So I took that big one out, and I got this one for the exact size. I've been putting the links in the description, guys, to that place that sells them aluminum radiators. Pretty reasonable. Now, this is the same as a Nova. Any of these, I don't know what. I always get the F bodies or whatever, A bodies, F bodies, whatever they are. You know, Novas, Omega, Skylarks, Pontiac Venturas. So I went and got the right hose here, although I think it has to be cut a little bit right about in here. So we're going to put that on there, even though I have new antifreeze in there. I'm going to try to drain it in the thing there. So we're going to put this on, hose on, and the gas filter. Then we'll start it up. Last episode there started it up. We moved it from underneath that carport over to here. I think it's rained since then. It probably took some of the dust off, but not a lot. Okay, so yeah, we'll get this going, and then we'll go over the Nova. The Nova, I think the alternator or the connection to the alternator is bad. I got the battery. The battery will not hold the charge whatsoever. I got a big booster box on there, trying to get some type of charge to start it, because my little jumper one there is dead again. But yeah, it'll stay running. And then you take the battery off the positive, and it'll die. Well, it was dying with the little booster jumper. You put it on there and you click the button, and then it'll start up and it'll run till the booster kicks itself off, and then the battery drained to whatever juice it had in there, which was like 3 seconds worth, and then the car would die. I put a gas filter on it, and cleaned out the carburetor and everything. It was getting plenty of gas, so it wasn't that. Anyway, we'll get to that as soon as we finish up these two little jobs here, and I'll be back. Okay guys, we got that done. Strained the antifreeze, put it back in. Now we got the air filter there and the radiator hose there. Let her run for a little bit, she's cold. Okay. Let's go check out the Nova. Okay. Had to run the charger for a while. Here I put a filter on there, so it's getting plenty of gas. It's getting gas coming out the float there, and I took this plug off here and banged it around. See, there's a bunch of crap here. So I don't know if something got in there. Clean them up. Well, we'll see here. We'll see if it starts. The battery's so friggin' dead that I don't think it's gonna do anything, but. Oh, there she goes. Started right up. Runs like a little sewing machine. Okay. Turn that off. I believe I got this loose. Yeah, see, she just dies. Pretty sure it's the alternator. I took this off here and it's not in very good shape. And then that one's on there pretty tight. Well, I'm gonna have to look around, see if I got another alternator. We'll see how long this can hold the charge for, and I can bring it around and wash it, and we'll check the paint over. So I'll be back. Okay guys, we'll see if there's enough juice in this battery to move it over to wash it. I got the standard steering again. I guess it's holding a little bit of a charge, not much. Okay. Okay, let me plug in the pressure washer and we'll wash her up. Okay guys. I don't know what's up. Water hose ain't connected good or something. Anyway, let me rinse this off and then I'm going to take a sponge and actually some soap to it. Get it as clean as I can. We'll take a look and see how this cheap paint, acrylic enamel off of eBay, holds out. Been holding out for 10 months. I'll be back. Okay guys, I rinsed it off and went over it with a little bit of soap with this sponge here, but the black is that Dason 2K, but I think it's got a light dusting over spray or something on it. It should be real shiny. But as far as the orange, I think it looks pretty good. Now the thing is, it wasn't sitting out in the sun for 10 months. The roof is still wet. I went over the front here with a paper towel, so it's dry. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. Yeah, it's been almost a year. I think around 10 months or so since I painted it. But underneath the carport, so who knows, it was out in the weather and the sun. I don't know. But anyway, this cheap paint, it was $104.95 for the whole kit. paint reducer, hardener. They even give you stick strainers, stirring cup, all that. That's gone up to 140, 150 bucks, something like that. But if you want to go back, I should have a playlist with this 72 Nova from start to beginning. It was just a complete basket case. And yeah, I put the 6-cylinder in it. A lot of people, oh, put a V8 in it, put a V8 in it. I like the 6-cylinder. It runs good. I don't know if it's been rebuilt. It runs like a rebuilt one. I should have probably cleaned this off. But I'm going to be parking it underneath the carport, guys, and this is going to get dusty and dirty again. I don't necessarily like driving it. Well, right now it needs an alternator. I'm going to get an alternator, but I got to order it off eBay. I'm not going to pay AutoZone and O'Reilly's ridiculous prices. I can get one for 70 bucks, something like that. Either that or the voltage regulator, but that's been changed before. Not exactly sure how to test that, but I'll get a new alternator. Anyway, but yeah, I don't really like driving it because it doesn't have power steering, and it's really hard, and it needs an alignment. I could take it down and get an alignment done to it, but anyway, and it don't have AC. Don't need AC right at the moment, but within a couple of months it will. But anyway, yeah, it'll just sit here and appreciate in value. I mean, people say, oh, why do you leave them cars sitting around? You don't drive them. Well, they just keep, it's like money in the bank. It goes up and up and up and up and up. So, who knows what it'll be worth whenever I want to sell it. I'll probably never sell it, but just add to it, just like the GTO, you know, just add a little stuff to it, maintaining the fleet. All these cars that I'm keeping, they just go up in value. If you get any late model or, you know, 90s model, 2000 models cars, you know, just flip them. You know, if you're gonna sell them quick, because they just depreciate. These older cars just go up and up and up. Okay, so in the last few videos, we got the Nova started, the GTO, the 78 Nova, took on Power Cruise, the El Camino, my truck, been driving my truck, had to put a battery in it. Started up the Corvette. I guess we can start up, let me start up the Corvette and the Lemans. And maybe the Chevelle over here. We'll start the Chevelle up. Move it out of the way, because I think I'm going to pull this 240Z through here, out there somewhere. Have to put the charger back on the Nova. Yeah, I'll hook to the ass end and drag it out that way, instead of trying to get it through here. That way I'd have to move this engine up. This engine I've been trying to get rid of for a year. I keep getting calls. I mean, every week I get a call. I had 20 messages from this guy from Shreveport. Coming over on the weekend, coming over on the weekend. And never does. And the next week, oh, I'll be over this weekend. Never does. That's the 94 Z28 350 LT1 engine with the OptiSpark distributor in the front. That's why it's really not good for much. And I don't know if it runs. I was just sitting in the Nova, the transmission, sitting in that Nova when I bought it, and there's no way I was going to go through. See how much trouble I had just hooking this up. I sure wasn't going to hook this up to the Nova and have it be a dud engine. I know it turns over, or dud transmission. So anyway, I don't want to move that to try to get this out through here and go around the things. I'll dump it over here somewhere, get it out of the way. If anybody wants it, it's $2,500. It's a 1970 240Z with no title. You have to file for a title on it. And it's worth upwards to 100 grand restored, but I ain't restoring it. It's way too much work. There's no parts to it. That's the way he brought it to me. So there's no parts, no doors, no nothing, no drivetrain. But if y'all want it, people keep asking, what are you doing with the Datsun? What are you doing with the Datsun? Well, $2,500, you can have it. Okay? So we're gonna get that out of the way. That way it won't be in the videos no more and I won't get people asking about it. Okay, so yeah, people say, why don't you put a V8 in a Nova? I like the 6-cylinders, and mostly all my cars have V8s in them. So I got one Jeep with a 6, well, my Firebird, and it's got the 3800 V6, and the 78 Nova's got a straight 6. Other than that, the rest of them are all V8s. Gonna mix it up a little bit. I like the 6-cylinders. Pass all them V8 guys sitting at the gas station filling up their tank, thirsty V8s. This one will just sail right by, just wave at them. So anyway, I'll be back. We'll start up some more cars. Move the Chevelle. Okay guys, there she is. This thing runs so good. But I'm not going to wash it up for you guys. It's still shiny, believe me. This is the Nissan 2K paint. Painted it before the Nova. Still looking good. Exhaust. Anyway, we're just going to move this out of the way. Nice power steering. See, this is the car I'd rather drive than the Nova, is the Chevelle. Puppy barking. Leave this running, charge up the battery. I'm gonna build a console for this one day. A lot better than the Nomad one. Well, again, I'm going to bring my Jeep around in a chain and drag that 240Z out of there. So I'll be back. Okay guys, just poured a little gas in the float there and she fired right up, first crank. God, I love Pontiacs. This is the car I'd drive if I was forced to choose one car to drive. This would be it. Maybe this one, then the Chevelle. But who knows? It may be the Nomad once I get it on the. Once I get it going. Yeah, it's a 70 Lemans Sport. And I traded for this car. If you're new, I didn't build it. It was built like that and given away in a raffle for cancer for kids or something. Some old man won it, never drove it, and then I bought it off the guy who bought it from the old man. He only drove it once in 2 years. And then the guy I got it from wanted a 67 Chevelle real bad. Well, I had one, but it was a rotten mess. non-runner, and I traded him straight across for this. If you didn't know the story, that's the story. Okay, we'll start up the vet here. Haven't started it up in a while. But yeah, both these run and drive good. Hop in them and go anywhere you want. Filthy though, but what can you do? Okay, well, let me pour a little gas down the car with the vet here and we'll start it up. Fired right up, first crank. Pour a little gas down it. Well, that's it, guys. Yeah, I got videos on all these cars. If you want to, some of them are on playlists, some of them isn't, but I got videos of driving around in them and stuff like that. Okay, I got the 240Z moved out. I forgot to mention that. That's where it was. And I just drug it out. Straight back there with my Jeep. So yeah, you'll probably see it a little bit, but probably can't tell what it is now, or new people won't know what it is and ask me about it. And put the Chevelle Nova back. Okay, yeah, the El Camino, both these run and drive and stuff. I got to do something with this one. I think it's the brake booster vacuum thing. Is something's up with it. It'll lock up the brakes after it idles for a couple of minutes. You turn it off and turn it back on, and the brakes are released. So something's up with that. This one started getting a little leak above the water pump. I'm not exactly sure what it is. I love driving this car too. This is runs and it drives so good too. I mean, suspension and alignment, everything's just dead on. Sitting in a field since '87, or sitting in a junkyard really since '87. Got a big series on that. Yeah, it's just got a little bit of a water leak, and I don't know whether I should tear it down and do all the water pump and all the hoses, and because I never did change any hoses or nothing on this. Everything's original from, well, at least '87, probably longer, probably all factory stuff. So anyway, Nikki's still laying there, but she actually walked around a little bit, come up to the fence. I'll end this video with taking her for a walk. We usually do a few laps around the property, and God, she loves that. I just hope she gets used to the kennel. So yeah, anyway, start up a bunch more cars. Just stay tuned. Never know when I'm going to be throwing in some maintenance on water pump, brake booster, alternator, stuff like that. So I'll be back in a minute. See, this is what she loves to do, guys. She wants to run. But see, she trusts me that I won't let her bump into anything. But yeah, she just loves going for walks. Go for a walk, Nikki. Go for a walk. Such a shame that she can't run free. I gotta do this, keep her exercise up, you know. Still just a young dog. Puppy, she don't run too much anymore. Puppy's getting pretty old, guys. She's like 11. She's a little slow on the hips. She's got some problems. I think she's got like a heart murmur type thing there. It's almost like a shiver when she sleeps. It's kind of like a shiver. I took her she's had it forever. I took her to the vet probably 2019, about 3-4 years ago. And he just gave me some things there and said he didn't really know. But yeah, she, like I said, it's like a shiver that she's cold. But it's her, I think it's her heart. And I don't know how long she's got to go. But anyway, she's not pulling as hard now. Usually we do 3 or 4 laps around and 4 or 5 times, 6 times a day. But anyway, guys, she might be looking for a spot, take a dump. Go back up here, get out of the copyrighted stuff. Music playing. Okay, so guys, I think that's it for this video. Got the kennel done, started up a bunch of cars, got a little bit of maintenance done. We'll get back to normal here next video, probably on the Nomad. And I think she wants to most likely on the Nomad. Yeah, I think she's looking for a spot to take a dump. But if not, something else. Maybe Art will show up. That's Art's car, if anybody's asking. Not selling it, not doing nothing to it, unless he gives the okay. And I don't know if I told him I stopped doing customer work about 5 years ago, so. But I guess I'll do his. But I'm gonna charge him about double the labor rate of what I originally charged him. Okay, so I think that's it. Subscribe if you haven't. Bottom right hand corner of the screen, subscribe button. It's free, doesn't cost anything. Like, comment, share, all that stuff. And we'll see y'all next video. Thanks everybody for watching.